Nehemiah. Nehemiah chapter 4, verses 10 and 11. Listen to this. It says, and Judah said, the strength of the bearer of burdens is decay. There is much rubbish, so that we are not able to build the wall. And our adversaries said, they shall not know, neither see till we come in the midst among them, and slay them, and cause the work to cease. And it shall come to pass that when the Jews which dwell by them came, they said unto us 10 times, from all places which ye shall return unto us, they will be upon you. But the key verse is what I want you to understand is that all the things that you think going to be able to protect you from the destruction that is coming upon the earth, it's not going to be able to do it. It says, and Judah said, the strength of the bearers of the burden is decay. And there is much rubbish, so that we are not able to build the wall. You're not able to protect yourself. Whatever you think you're going to be able to do to protect yourself, you're not going to be able to do it. Whatever you think you got to be able to help you do whatever you need to do is not going to be able to help you. Who was that? Whatever you think going to be able to happen is not going to be able to help you. Whatever you think is going to be able to help you ain't going to be able to do it. So you're going to be out here by yourself. Let's go to Luke and I'm done. And I'm going to read you a couple of articles. Luke chapter 12. Verse 58 and 59. I'm going to 57 through 59. It says, yea, and why even of yourself judge ye not what is right? When thou goest with thy adversaries to the magistrate, as thou art in the way, give diligence to that, give diligence that thou may be delivered from him. Lest he held thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and the officer cast thee into prisons. He said, I tell thee, thou shalt not depart from jail till thou hast paid the very last mint. He said, and this verse is saying that you're going to get what you deserve. And ain't nothing that you and nobody can do to stop you from getting what you deserve. You got to go to the... It's just like when a person say you got to serve your time to the front door. You got to do all your time. You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do your time. We're in a moment of disgrace because we got to serve our time. We got to serve our punishment. Why I say this? Let me go to something. This happened. Oh, this came out today. October the 8th, 2022. Saturday, the Sabbath. It's called War News 24/7. October the 8th, 2022. October the 7th, October the 8th, 2022, War News. It says, shocking confession of an American general. We only paid $66 billion for Ukrainians to die for our interests. Listen to that. The reason why the Russia-Ukraine war is going on is because the United States paid the Ukrainian government soldiers to die for the American cause. Let me read you a little bit. It says, according to him, the United States had invested about $66 billion in the Kyiv regime since February of this year, which helped to arm Ukraine and create local societies for war with Russia. The four-star general said that investment in Ukraine today are very profitable because for relatively little money in the interest of the United States, not Americans died in the war with Russia, but Ukrainians. The confession of the former chief of staff of the United States Army are so cynical and frank that they hit hard all Pacific supporters of a peaceful settlement of the conflict in Ukraine. We use the United States, United States, used Ukrainians to fight the war against Russia. It's like we don't care nothing about humanity. We don't care nothing about anything. And we think that it was okay to use the Ukrainian people to fight our war. We think it's okay for us to do that. Because we still want to be the Lady of Kingdoms. We think that we could just do whatever we want to do, how we want to do it, the way we want to do it, and ain't nothing going to happen to us. It says in verse 8, I'm going to read verse 7 and 8 again. It says, and thou said, I shall be a lady forever. Let me go back to verse 6. It says, the Most High said, I was wroth with my people, and I have polluted my inheritance, and given them into thy hands, and thou didst show no mercy upon the old. Hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke? And thou said, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou did not lay these things to thy heart, neither did remember the latter end of it. It says, therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwells carelessly, that say in thy heart, I am and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of, listen to this, neither shall I know the loss of children. Listen to this. The four-star general said that investments in Ukraine today are very profitable because for relatively little money in the interest of the U.S., not Americans died in the war with Russia, but Ukrainians. I'm done. Let me do this. I always talk about salvation. Salvation means, salvation means liberty. Salvation means deliverance. Salvation means safety. Salvation means prosperity. That's what salvation means, okay? Let me see something. I'm going to finish with this. Your salvation comes in John 14 and 15. The only way you can have salvation. And salvation means liberty, deliverance, safety, and prosperity. Salvation is not just a physical, but it's also a spiritual. Salvation is not just a dignity, it's an integrity. In John 14 and 15 it says, if you love me, keep my commandments. What are the commandments? I read them every day, every Sabbath. Exodus chapter 20. So what you're seeing in New York with the mayor declaring a state of emergency because of the homelessness is because of what we've been doing to other people. What we're seeing in Ukraine, and we don't even know the loss of people that has happened to. How many people have died in the Ukrainian war because of the U.S. propaganda? Even though it's done all the time, it just really hit home today. These people have lost husbands and wives and children and daughters because we want to be the lady of the kingdoms. And we'll do whatever we got to do to be the ladies of the kingdom. Not realizing. It says in Galatians 6 and 7, be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he reap. It says, therefore shall evil come upon thee, in Isaiah 47. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from which it rises, and mischief shall fall upon thee, and thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thy enchantments, and with the multitudes of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, if so be thou shalt be able to profit. But in verse 9 it says, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widows. I don't really think we understand what's going to happen. I'm going to say this to you. We're finna get ready to have a draft probably. Or a voluntary. We're getting ready to have a draft or a voluntary recruitment of men to go into the military. To fight what's getting ready to happen on our soil. That's what's getting ready to happen here. Because what we did to Ukrainians is going to happen to us. Because it says that in verse 9, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children. What did the general say? Not Americans died in the war with Russia. But what this say? But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. Is Ukraine desolate? A lot of it is. The only thing that haven't happened, the loss of children. We getting ready to have a draft. A voluntary enlistment into the military to help fight what's getting ready to happen because we don't have enough soldiers. So, John 14 and 15. If you love me, keep my commandments. That's your salvation. In a moment of grace, in a moment of disgrace, the main thing you need to be doing is keeping a commandment. That's all. Saved means protected. Delivered. In order for you to be saved, keep his commandments. In order for you to be delivered, keep his commandments. In order for you to prosper, keep his commandments. So let me pray. Abba, as I come to you today, we thank you, we bless you, we praise you, we give you all the honor and the glory. Abba, we thank you for everything you have done, what you continue to do. Abba, we just ask that you continue to let your will be done. Abba, forgive us for the sins that we have committed knowingly and unknowingly. Forgive us, our offspring, for the sins they have committed knowingly and unknowingly, Abba. Just be with your people, Abba. Wake us up. Take the fish scales off our eyes. Let us see reality for what it is. Let us stop walking in foolery and craziness. And let us stop walking in this mockery. Let us stop walking in things that we know that's not right. Let us stop participating in behavior patterns that we know that don't follow your law, statute, and commandment. Let us just stop mocking you. We know that pork is not right. We know that doing these things on these holidays is not right. Let us stop it. Let us stop participating in our own demise. Abba, let us hear the way you want us to hear, see the way you want us to see, speak the way you want us to speak. Abba, just be with us and guide us and protect us. Abba, let us be thankful for what we have. Let us be complacent, content with what we got going on in our life. Abba, we need your help right now. And all these things we pray in your higher name, so let it be. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Y'all have a blessed Sabbath. Thank you. Thank you for your time and energy. Share and like if you're on YouTube. You gonna turn it up?
You need to repent, go watch the news. All of the prophecy coming true. He said this son to die for you. Follow his steps, you make it through. Frady rivers drying up. The 12 tribes don't rise up. The devil knows his time up. Messiah coming, I'm fired up. Rumors of war, we at the door. In the tribulation, please endure. In your patience, possess your soul. Earthquakes and passion is coming more. Come up out of my people. Default Dundee is so much evil. These places coming, they won't leave you. Family nuclear missiles gon' kill that eagle. We got angels, they got demons. For the most I protect you and keep you. The love of many gon' ask call. And this tribulation gon' let you know. Your truth, they truth, my truth. It's life, it's death, the truth. vaccine gon' need some sacrifice. Would you lose it all to leave afterlife? These plagues are coming to the earth. America about to get hurt. Keep having visions, I'm alert. Babylon is going down, is in his word. Come up out of my pew. Jeremiah 50, pray I see. All but sing angels, cause we need you. Having visions, I keep seeing yelling and screaming. A fake Messiah coming, don't let them deceive. All them signs and lying wonders gon' be evil. Messiah opening them seals. Keep them commandments, y'all, cause this body be real. Lockdowns coming back. The plagues coming, nobody could send them back. Hold back your wings, seal your elect. Hold back your wings, seal your elect. You need to repent, go watch the news. All of the prophecy coming true. He sent his son to die for you. Follow his steps.